Darlings, a very quick recap from yesterday's video because it's just so important. There is no new moon in Scorpio, and you can go and look. I can't find, I just went back 10 years. I can't find another time that we have jumped a new moon. So this morning, early this morning, there we go. We had the sun and the moon in Libra, with Mercury completely blinded by the sun. So Mercury rules Virgo. And for the 5th of November, so 5th of November, we had Prince William. I knew yesterday when I said something big was going on. So Prince William was in Rio de Janeiro. So rising, this is where the snake, the eagle should rise again. Scorpio should rise as an eagle, as an egg, AIGLE, to carry the snake of wisdom, Libra, again. So you can come, I said it's open, you can come and see that. So Rio de Janeiro means the January River. So that's the Janus River between Capricorn and Cancer, the original Nile line. We're now leaving Sagittarius, Gemini, Valentine and Cupid, Batman and Robin. Batman that took the battery of north-south, red-blue, that gives us the red-blue torso field with the green line in the middle. So he can rise as Jack and the Beanstalk, but that has to happen. Mercury rules Gemini. He's born on the summer solstice, 216, when the true eagle that rises again is Aquarius. But first, it has to happen in Scorpio. Scorpio should become the new Monte Cristo, the new MC should be Scorpio, but there's no new moon in Scorpio. So when he was in Rio de Janeiro, Venus was on Blue Star Spica. Then when they signed yesterday, Macron and Ukraine, we had the moon on Monday on Blue Star Spica, and we had Venus home in red air. So Venus, the moon on Spica, and we've got Mars at home, and Mercury for that signing was bang in the middle, therefore taking the green line in between the electromagnetic red-blue. To take the fertility, there's no new moon in Scorpio, it's in Libra. And Libra is not the Botticelli coming out of the oyster, Saint Jacques de Compostelle, the Botticelli coming out, that's masculine. Venus is masculine in Libra and feminine in Taurus. So we've got Uranus bang opposites on the fixed cross. We've got Uranus on the Seven Sisters right here, and this is the fixed cross. This is Luke and John the Baptist, John the Apostle, John the Baptist, Scorpio, and John the Apostle, when it reaches Jesus, is able to become that eagle again. That's why there are two Johns on the top and the bottom of the Tree of Life. So my village is the 32nd department. It is the 32290. That's why Trump set off the rocket with the Israel president, Falcon 9. My village is 3229, and we had this summer in the hatchery the robot, which now can, with a light, can look into the eye and can see whether the egg is female or masculine in order to kill the eagle, to kill the egg. So you have to come back and see that article. So you can see on that day for the signing, the 17th, Mercury was bang there in the middle. And then for the new moon, today, this morning, the sun and the moon are in Libra, and Mercury is completely blinded by the sun, giving that dark energy to Virgo to rise Virgo. And for the year before, we had the rising of Notre Dame, and we had Venus next to Pluto in Capricorn, rising the whore of Babylon and Hecate. So you've got the triple goddesses, you've got the energy of spring, the Virgin, you've got Taurus, the mother, and you've got Hecate, the old woman. And then you've got the menopause, you've got the break, you've got that period where a woman changes, and that's where she has had to face, if she hasn't lived her sexual transmutation through, rising her kundalini, rising her snake, then she goes into fall. And this is Virgo. The Venus is in fall in Virgo, and that's why Prince William had to be in Rio de Janeiro, the river of January, as Venus was in fall on Blue Star Spica to rise Betty Blue. This is, really the dark side, taking the fertility of this Virgo girl, and she becomes Salomé. She becomes Dirty Diana, who decapitates St. John. So the eagle and her own fertility. Scorpio's the life-death portal. So next month, we've got that new moon on the dart of D'Artagnan, and D'Artagnan kills the egg, and Venus will be right on the sting, and Mercury will be on Taurus. So this is all, as I said, you have to go and watch my video yesterday. The last 4 retrogrades of Mercury are all in water, since Mercury was last in fire for the Olympics in Leo, and now then Mercury last year for the rising of Notre Dame was in Scorpio, then in Pisces, then in Cancer this summer, and now again in Scorpio. It will be in Pisces again, and then for Prince William, rising the new king, the new green line, the new Jack on the beanstalk, on the fertility. Mercury will be back in Gemini as Jupiter moves into Cancer, where he's exalted. Fertility. Jupiter will move. So he's going retrograde all the way back to Sirius. He's on the little dog, the corgi. And then he will go back for Prince William's birthday, the 21st of June. Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury on the little dog. And then Mercury will do his retrograde as Jupiter enters Cancer. And then we're going to have Mars right on the bullseye, just for the death, like the death of Nicola Bulley, for the floods in New Zealand, for the death of the Queen, for the falling fire of Notre Dame, for the death of my dog Happy. You've always got Mars on Notre Dame. So that is pretty enormous. So just reminders, I've actually just done a quick video, but to remember, so this is your Janus, your 2 John the Baptist. This is St. George, he kills the dragon. It's Ophiuchus. This is the cosmic. This is Gabrielle. That's why when I was in New Zealand, the angel Gabrielle is killing Scorpio. St. George kills Scorpio. Saint Martin de Tours. And there you've got, this should be the rising of the 2 sides and with the changing of the tropics. We should now go to Scorpio on the MC for 2030, Agenda 2030. North Node will be back in Scorpio. And what else did I have open? So there you've got the eagle, the egg should rise again. And I wanted to show, so this is an old post. We had in April last year, we had the egg. I've done so many posts on this. There is Puss in Boots, D'Artagnan, he kills the egg. My village egg, Aignan, is Inanna. There you've got the Alpha Omega, the Abbé Pierre, I've got the book open because I've just done a video to show you all. So look, there's the tree of life. You've got fire, water, air and earth, John the Baptist, John the Apostle, the four elements, and you need to rise that eagle again. So where is the Abbé Pierre? It's John the Baptist. John the Apostle and John the Baptist are two different people. John the Apostle was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, and John the Baptist, on the other hand, was the son of Zechariah and Mary's kingswoman Elizabeth, the Elizabeth line, and thus a cousin of Jesus. So Alpha Omega, the eye in the middle, the king's chamber, the pyramids, Queen Inanna. My village is Aignan, Aignan, Nana, Inanna. So this is Virgo next to Leo. And there is the bee, the fleur de lis. It is Inanna, the fertility. The fertility, that's why Easter is with the egg. There you've got the cosmic egg is in the middle of the cross as we leave St. Andrew's cross. St. Andrew's is the same personality, St. George, St. Patrick. It is the lion, it is Merlin, it is Orion. It is the passage through your brainstem, your torch, to find your cosmic egg. So the phoenix is rising again, and this is Mercury now going from Scorpio back to Libra in air to rise the phoenix. And there is your green man in the middle, and that's what William was doing in Rio de Janeiro, making the new January river between, we're going from the tropics of Sagittarius and Gemini onto the tropics of Scorpio, Taurus, and they're opening the green line in between the red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, green. And that's why we had the signing of the Ukrainian president and Macron holding the red and blue. So we come back here. This is another old post. My village, Aignan, is the egg, the 5-pointed star. Abbé Pierre is the Alpha Omega. The Abbey, the Appy, the BP is the 69. Pete and Paul, two little dicky birds, one called Peter, one called Paul, and Jack. Pierre, Paul, and Jack. J. William Hudson. J is Scorpio. J is Scorpio. Scorpio is the J. He's the Joker. So Abbé Pierre, and there on the 7/7 of this month, they created the hatchery, and that is what I'm going to show you. So this guy here.
Seconds, right? And you can debate about this. Oh, confirmation. You heard the horn. The egg is the seed. The egg is the seed, right? Think about it, right? It's concealed truth. People are taught that men carry the seed, the sperm, and women carry the vessel. But in reality, the egg is the true seed. It holds the blueprint of life from the feminine side. Think about it. Every woman is born with all the eggs she will ever carry. This means she is literally born with the potential for generations inside of her. The egg equals cosmic seed. In esoteric teachings, the egg is the microcosm of the universe. It's self-contained, it's whole, confirmation, and waiting for activation. The sperm is not the seed itself, but the spark or the key that awakens the egg's hidden codes. This flips the mainstream narrative. The feminine doesn't just receive, she is the keeper of the seed of life. Womb is sacred vault. The womb is not just, a holder, but a sacred vault where the egg, the seed, rests until it is called forth. This is why many ancient symbols, cosmic egg, world. All right, y'all, I got 60 seconds.
So, this is why I keep telling you, but no one gets how important this is. Our village, Aignan, is Inanna, Ishtar, Easter egg. That's why before I bought this house, I had that dream that I was holding the 2 snakes and I was in the stable, which is next to my house, but I didn't work that out till recently. And I lost the snakes. I gave them to my partner and he lost the snakes in the straw, which I'm thinking I was reminding myself that I came here to save the fertility, to remember what my job was coming back. I just thought of that today. So Ina Ishtar, Easter egg. Egg is the cosmic egg of creation. That's why Puss in Boots D'Artagnan kills the egg, and the village next to us is the Loupiac, the home of D'Artagnan. And why my dog Appy the bull god. So Inanna is the original keeper of fertility of the 4 corners. She's the cosmic egg in the middle of the 4 corners. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, the key, the ghee. You kiss under the mistletoe, but she's missing. Nicolas Bully went missing. Abby Pierre, Appy, my dog, was killed Ishtar Day, Easter Day, as 8 bulls Venus are killed to make the 5-pointed star of Venus, Ishtar. The egg is the eagle. Scorpio fertility should rise as an eagle again, but the eggler is killed in our village. The cosmic egg is the central Polaris. So this is why we've got all the Epstein going on. The Ep is the sword in the stone. Ep is sword and Stein is the stone. So they have Venus coming out of the, I think I've just done 2 videos, so I can't remember what I said in this video, but that is Libra. Libra is masculine. Venus in Libra is masculine. It's the I, the AI, but you've got to go through the fertility. You've got to go from heart to head connection. So your skull, that's why our village is the spring egg equinox. Our postcode is 32290. So Genesis is 322. Genesis is, and the Lord God said, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand. So good and evil is the mutable cross. It's the 2 polar opposites where you have to find the sword in the stone, the middle line. You have to be able to open your holy grail, which is the axis Taurus Scorpio, and we've got Uranus right now on the 7th sister opposing, doing last retrograde back to Algol, turn to stone, Epstein, or you can activate your eagle again, your higher John the Apostle. So Genesis, Genovis is Ishtar. The hatchery in our village brought out a robot this 7/7/2025 to kill the female egg, and no one can bat an eyelid. Gone, solid gone. Brave new world starts by killing the egg. In the central pivot of village is where the labyrinth is. That's why David Bowie takes the child, the fertility in the labyrinth. The same story as Rumpelstiltskin. I've been explaining in all my videos. So, because the Milky Way gap, so they brought down that house in the middle of our village. They've left a passage, the passage in your brain, the Milky Way gap, and they took the stone from the central points. That's why they also took down the number 23 house, 23 DNA strands just before COVID, just before the death of my dog. They pulled down that 23 house. So the life of Ryan is the passage to the cosmic egg. The egg sexing robot has revolutionized our work. Since the end of last year, the Sud-Ouest Accouvage hatchery in Aignan 32 has benefited from a series of a robot which combines camera vision and artificial intelligence capable of differentiating the sex of the embryo in the egg during its development based on the color of the embryonic eye. Located in Aignan in the Gers department, Sud-Ouest, The hatchery processes between 65,000 and 90,000 eggs daily and sees 6 million ducklings hatch every year, destined for nearly 600 farms spread across 33 departments in mainland France. So, this is why I shared these pictures, the Abbé Pierre, the Abba, and there is the hatchery, and that came out on the 7th of July, which is 14, all for one, one for all. They've pulled down the house in the village, 14 windows it has exactly. And there is your cosmic egg, bang in the middle of the four corners of your brain. Cosmic egg. And there he is, David Bowie. You know, it's all I have been explaining. The cornerstone, the Vesica Pisces passage, that was the famous plane, gone, 37, at the age of 37, 10 years since the Bataclan and the Labyrinth, the Vesica Pisces, ice, Scorpio, 1799, 17 house taken down. It's the revelations of the Babylon. And that was the last time Mercury was retrograde in Leo for the Olympics to rise Lion, Merlion. 777, the Liber, and the North Polaris. There's D'Artagnan. And so the next new moon is your pale Stein, no longer red wine healthy. The nose, the clown, Rudolph, the red-nosed Steinher, Epstein. Sword in the stone. And there's the ugly little duckling. It's the duck. This is the duck eggs. The diving duck, D-Day. 22 BB is 22, and it's also that 33 that makes the 8, the cycle of Venus. Every 8 years she makes the 5-pointed star. Okay, so I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover very quickly. There is no new moon in Scorpio, and please go and check and see if you can find another time that we just miss. Scorpio is pushed out the way. This new moon, we have got Mars officially in Ophiuchus. And next month, for the new moon, next month, we are going to have the new moon as Venus is right on Ophiuchus. And Mercury, Venus and Mercury, both in Scorpio, well, Mercury in Scorpio, Venus on the knee of Ophiuchus, and Mars in Sagittarius, and Jupiter will be under the Lord of the Rings, making his way all the way back to Sirius. So Mercury, they need that energy of Mercury, dirty Diana, the ruler of Virgo, to bring up the darker side. And that's why it was so important that Venus was on Spica. We've had massive important passages for the past, we've had such important passages of Mercury, Venus, Sun and Mars all going over Spica. And if you go look at all the events for all those passages, you know, we had the killing of that man that works with Trump when Mars was on Spica. It's always to bring up the darkest blue, Betty Blue, Bluebeard's energy. Okay, darlings, I just wanted to add the importance of this decapitation of John, of the eagle, of the aigle, of the fertility, and, you know, no one else is going to talk about that. Okay, bye, darlings. Please go and see the other video, because this is just part 2. And yeah, maybe just quickly show you Just to remind you of those pictures again. So the red, the blue, and the blue and the yellow makes green in the middle. So the battery, the Bataclan, 10 years ago, it's the Bataclan, it's the Batman. So Batman wants to keep the torso. The Paddington Bear, they did just go, she was just at the London Variety, whatever it's called, to see Paddington Bear. PB, and so there, that's what I wanted to show you. The green line, the red and the blue, and it's on the little dog. It's on the little dog, and that's where Jupiter is. That's where Jupiter is right now. Jupiter is bang, bang, conjunct for this new moon on that little dog. And he's on his way back first to Lord of the Rings for next month's new moon in Sagittarius on D'Artagnan, and then on to Sirius, the head of the unicorn. Okay, that will do, darlings. Bye for now.